Hi, Flosstubes! Welcome to this week's stitching video. This is number 6. And we're back at you at the end of the week to show you our whips and our final results of Stitch-Mania, because it is what, Tegan?
And
It's over?
it's over.
She seems rather sad that it's over. But it is. We ended yesterday. Barely made it. Like, I was 6 stitches off. But we made it. It's over. Now it's June. Thank heavens. So, we're going to show you our whips. We have a couple finishes. Oh, we forgot to introduce herself. I'm Nikki.
Here's Tegan.
I'm Grandma.
She's our guest. She's our guest this week. So yeah, so we have a couple whips. We have a couple finishes. We have some future plans.
I got a new haircut. I'm kind of bald.
She did. She got a haircut yesterday. The salon members. Yeah, it was yesterday. The hairstylist at the salon and that said that she had more balls than anybody else there. But she loves it, and it's her beautiful personality.
I'm going first. So remember...
I want to go first.
No, I'm going
Well, should we let our guests go first?
No.
Oh, okay. They're your videos, right?
Remember I told you I loved my ABC, and she told me I couldn't stitch it until I got back from Medicine Hat? I finally started it. So Mom's going to show it.
So there's our pattern. We're at Grandma's house, so the lighting's a little different, and I gotta work on the glare.
Last week, I got so much done.
So she's still doing the whole, I'm only stitching on one project. She didn't like the multiple projects, so she stitched on this one all week. And she got pretty far. Mommy made a boo-boo, and I had to restitch her A for her, only because she started it going, she's doing it on 14 count Ada that she personally dyed. And she started at 4 strands over 1. She didn't like it, and she finished the A, and she said she didn't like it, so we're like, well, we can rip it out and we'll do 3. And she had started to rip it out the other night, and
You?
Well, you kind of started, and she wanted to do it, and she just wanted to use the scissors. I said, no, you don't use scissors, because you might make a mistake and cut your fabric. And so it was late, she had to go to bed, and I said, okay, Mom will rip it out, and in the morning, you can restitch it. So she goes to bed, and I got frustrated, because she's just starting with stitching, so her back is not super neat. She does go through, she kind of splits the thread sometimes, and she gets tangles and she gets knots, and she just keeps stitching. So I kind of got lazy, and I couldn't find my stitch ripper, so I used a pair of scissors, and I thought I was being careful until I started pulling it out and realized I cut her fabric. So I felt super bad, and I quickly restitched her A on another part of the fabric and apologized profusely when she got up the next day. So I felt super bad. But we got it fixed, and then she kept, so usually when she stitches, I sit next to her, and it's like, this is how many stitches you do in a row, this is where you are on your pattern. Apparently we're a little tired tonight. But the start of family, everything she did in blue, she did herself. So she followed the pattern. We did have to do a little frogging because she miscounted, but she's kind of gone to town and was completely on her own. She did it. I wasn't allowed to see. Every time I tried to look to see what her progress was, it was, go away, Mom.
So pretend we were doing it right now. I was stitching.
And she would see? She wouldn't let me see. She wanted it to be a surprise.
Yeah. And then,
so that's what she's worked on.
And last time she saw it, and she was like, oh.
She is making, for only really getting into stitching and really like dedicating time to learn to stitch this month, she's made really good progress in the month of Stitch-Mania.
And we're super proud of her.
So as a guest, I apparently have to go last, so Grandma gets to go next. So what do you want to show her? What's your first whip?
Well,
or what were your Mania plans?
The Mania plans were to work on my latch hook horse and a dimensions cross stitch about friends, and I made really good progress on my horse. I wasn't very good at doing my 10 stitches a day. Just different things were coming up, and my dad fell and we were running back and forth from the hospital and stuff, so things got kind of off the rails. But when I worked on my horse, then I would work and do like 200 or 300 latches at a kick, so I kind of met my goal as far as how many latch hooks or stitches I did in a day. It kind of all worked out in the end. So this is my horse.
Are you your horse first?
Yeah.
So this is her. That's her latch hook. Ah. Okay.
Do you want to sew that?
Yeah. And this is our progress. Oh, it looks so cool from a distance.
It does look pretty from far away, hey?
She started on the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, it's
I've been
comfy, isn't
making
it?
work. The girls love it. They're always petting it whenever they come over. So that makes it kind of fun. And then my... Sorry.
Yeah.
And then my other one that I was working on is a dimensions pattern.
So it's a kit.
It's a kit. And it's about friends. I actually found it and I thought of my best friend, Michelle.
Oh, now she's going to know you're making it for her.
Oh, flip. Michelle, don't watch this. And I've made some progress on it, but I'm kind of blah about it at the moment. I don't know if it's summer or what. But
We did finally get summer. Remember we were talking at the beginning of these videos? Like behind the camera was our back window and there was like tons of snow. Yeah, now today we finally got hot weather.
We finally got good weather. So those are my work in progress and what I'm going to continue to work on until I get them finished.
30.
No, it was only 24.
Aww.
I felt like 30 though, didn't it? It's because you're not used to 25 or 24. So it's my turn. My whips. So I'll show, okay, there's a story. This has been a really rough week. So, Sunday I started with the Thomas Kincaid Beauty and the Beast. And it went without a hitch. I didn't have to frog anything. Like I worked on this area over here. I got my 100 and some stitches in, and it worked fantastic, and it looked great, and I really enjoyed it. And then I decided to do this piece. And if you look, it's got 3 little froggies on it. Well, this was a whip that I had started, and I got, so I got that far. Not very far. The reason I didn't get very far is that is all new progress. When I picked it up to stitch on it on Monday, I realized, oh hey, I screwed up, and this is all wrong. So I had to rip it all out. So I had to frog the whole damn thing. So I started. Lo and behold, about half an hour into it, realized I'd miscounted. Frogged again. And I got that far and said, that's it, I'm done, I've got my 100 stitches in, and I let it go. Well, then the next
Did
day,
that frog out?
the next day, I worked on, good push. This is a little kit. And this was a brand new start. So I got a pretty good distance. And I frogged a bunch of that too. And redid a bunch of that, which was awesome. Right? And then I worked on, this one is the Needle Treasures, A Season and Time. So I got that one started. And I got, not too far, but I did get my 100 stitches. So it's the To Everything. Didn't quite get things done. That was a false start twice. That I started, stopped, and then realized I don't have all the floss for it.
God.
I thought I did. No, I didn't. Frogged it. So much fun. And by this time, I'm not enjoying this frog very much. So the next thing I worked on is
remember I showed you the frogging one? I'm sure on that frogging one, she's gonna frog.
Probably. So I worked on this one, sorry. This is Clean the House by Lizzie Kate.
Because it's frogging, get it?
And I got pretty far.
Nice.
I would have been farther had I not had to rip out the second row.
Oh my God.
Twice.
You had a rough week.
Had a rough week. We're not finished yet. That's the thing. We're not done. So next, I worked on the Mill Hill Buttons and Beads. This is Frosty the Snowman, or just Frosty Snowman. And I'm not doing it on the perforated paper. I just have some Aida this is 20 count Aida. So I got started in the top corner. It has been frogged. Not the whole thing, thankfully, but I have frog stitches on this and more than like 5 twice.
So that makes 10.
We have one more this week. Finally, very last day of Stitch Mania, Monster March got started by Glendon Place. This project has dogged me all month. First it was, I don't know if I'm going to start it because I didn't get fabric. Got the fabric, Tegan was fantastic and dyed it for me. In the process of finding the fabric, I lost both the pattern and the floss. Found the floss, got the fabric, lost the floss, found the pattern. So then I had fabric and pattern. Then I finally found it all together, to only lo and behold, when I took it with me, I have an hour at lunch that I usually stitch. Get to work to stitch. Oh, I forgot the pattern at home. So I finally get started, because I got to get 100 stitches in it. It's my last 100 stitches of May is on this project. I got 94 in. I have the witch's hat. And at 90, and this was ripped out 3 times to get started. So what I think my problem was, is I jinxed myself, and I went, oh, I'm going to do a project with a frog. And the frog has taken permanent residence in my house. So it has been a week from hell in terms of stitching. Because I frogged, since I did the frog, I frogged every project in more than 5 stitches in every project. It was a pain. But we're done the week. We're done Stitch Mania. I did everything I wanted to do. At the end of Stitch Mania, I am left with 25 whips, which is insane. But at the same time, I actually got projects finished, which I have not got little projects finished in kind of a long time, because like I said in the beginning of this whole process in video 1, I have been doing big ass projects for a few years. I haven't done any of these little ones that I've owned, like all of these. No, I have 25 whips. I didn't bring all my whips, no. But I've had these. Like I didn't buy anything I started in May. Nothing I started in May was bought for May. It was out of stash. So it's all these projects I've had for more than a year at least, and I just never started. So it's awesome that I joined Stitch Mania. I'm really happy I joined Stitch Mania this year because I got things finished. So I got 2 finishes done this week. So if you remember, my husband asked me to do this Big Damn Heroes from his Firefly book, and I finished it this week. So he's very excited, and he is surprisingly determined to decide what he wants to do with it. I had some ideas for him. He's like, no, honey, I got it. I'll figure out how to finish it. And it was like, okay, sure, go for it. My other finish this week is housework. So I did most of Housework by Lizzie Kate while I was on my business trip. And then I finished the word housework this week, which is awesome. So
I was reading it and she took it away.
I did. Sorry.
Whoa.
I put it away.
Whoa.
So I finished. So that's Lizzie Kate. So I think I've gotten, 4 or 5 projects done this month, so I'm going to have a lot of finishing to do in June, hopefully, and getting some of these finished. But I've been fully focused on helping Tegan with her Mania and then doing my own Mania. But I'm very happy Stitch Mania is done, but I'm still excited to work on all these projects. And then you have a finish to share too, don't you?
I do.
Thanks, pass me that.
My son and his family bought me for Christmas a diamond art horse that I wanted. And I had it out on the kitchen table, and I started it in the bottom corner, and I had it sitting on the kitchen table, and one day my other daughter sat down at the kitchen table and just started working on it. And when Nicole and the girls would come over, they would pick at it and poke a few diamonds in, and then Natasha just sat down, and for the last, I think, 2 weeks, she's just been poking away at this horse, and she has got it finished, and it's so beautiful. I'm so proud of her. She had so much, she enjoyed it, and it kept her busy, and it's turned out beautifully. She's going to make me a frame so that I can hang it up on the wall.
Yeah, we're going to Mod Podge it. I brought my Mod Podge tonight, so we're going to Mod Podge it, or I'm going to provide instructions on how to Mod Podge. I'm going to go home and leave it up to them to Mod Podge.
Oh, no, you're not. You're totally Mod Podging this for me.
She can do it. She's done her. I don't even do Tegan's Mod Podge.
You can do mine. I'm your mother. Will you do mine?
Yeah.
Thank you,
So
baby.
Stitch Mania is done. I think everybody's excited to be done Stitch Mania. But at the same time, it was fun. I can't believe.
I know I am. I'm tired.
Yeah. But we made so much
But it was
progress
fun.
on so many projects that I think even though it was coming this last week with all the frogging, that I got to the point where I was like, I'm never doing this again. But now that that's kind of done, hopefully all the frogging is done. Please, somebody take the damn frog. I'm kind of excited that I got so much work done, and I kind of got my stitchy bug back, and it was so much fun to sit and stitch with Tegan. And even though she was notorious for, 5 minutes before bedtime, it'd be like, hey, can we stitch, Mom? Just 5 minutes. Because you can't just stitch, or at least we can't stitch for just 5 minutes. It works out to be a lot longer. So my ongoing plans are, I downloaded the, from, oh, do you want to talk about your plans first? What are your plans for June? What are your plans? What are you going to work on in June?
I'm gonna work on my owl.
Oh, you are? Wait, what? Oh, these are new plans. What are your plans?
Owl. Is there owl? 2 owls. ABC. Bear. Bracelet.
That's a lot of projects, baby girl.
So before...
My frogging.
Oh, I think
Oh, you're
we
gonna
should
start a new
you should
one?
skip the frogs
Oh
for
my
a while.
heavens. Yeah, we should maybe put the frogs away for a while.
And I want to try one from the book.
Okay, so background story. When we were all talking about what our, we're all sitting here chit-chatting about what our June starts were going to be, or if we're going to have starts, or what we were going to do, right? Because we share each other's progress. We have a family Facebook group that is just kind of, there's just a few family members on that we share. So we share what our progress is, what our plans are. We're sitting here, and Tegan was like, nope, I'm solid. I'm going to stay with ABC all month. And apparently she has a lot more plans that she was keeping secret from us. So that's exciting.
That's awesome.
Exciting. For me, I downloaded that decision wheel. A lot of people on Flosstube were talking about.
I'm a
with
unicorn.
Yeah, she has her own decision wheel, and I'm just gonna spin it. I haven't quite decided. I'm gonna kind of try it out. Where if I'm gonna, I think I might spin it for a project that I work on during lunch at work, where I can just leave it at my desk, or I can have it in my to-go bag, and that'll just be the project I work on at lunch, and then I'll spin it again. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it per week or per day. I think I'll give both a try and see how it goes, and just spin it, and whatever it lands on, even if I don't feel like doing it, I'm going to pick it up and do it, because then at least that project gets stitches in, and it's even closer to finishing. So those are my plans. What are your plans for June?
Awesome. I'm going to get my horse finished and get Friends finished because it's ticking me off and I want it to go away so I can give it to my friend.
Who now will know because she's probably going to watch
Yeah,
the
I will
video.
know because she'll probably watch the video because I was silly and mentioned it. I do want to start. I have a Winter Queen by Shannon Christine Designs, and my lovely granddaughter dyed this beautiful fabric specially for me for my Winter Queen. So I thought the least I could do is get her started.
She's going to look really pretty.
She's going to look beautiful on that fabric.
She has so much dresses.
She's
You
very
see
pretty.
her. You see her. She has 1, 2, 3,
3 skirts?
3 skirts.
Well, hopefully you'll invite me back when I get her done and we can show everybody how pretty she is when she's
We
done.
could go on the aisle and be like,
So last thing we wanted to work on, we want to share with you. So I was reading Vonna the Twisted Stitcher, her blog. I think it was her blog. And she stores all of her fancy floss in a file box, and she it's going to be similar to what I'm going to show you. And so we were talking how I have floss and she has floss, and we need a skein, and I don't have it, but she has it, and I don't know if she has it, and we end up with a mess. And it was a conversation that actually was sparked by my aunt, who said she had some floss that she wanted us to look through, and if we needed anything to take from her when we visit her this month, which made me kind of think, oh, I really need a good organization system for the floss I have. And I live 5 minutes from my mom, so I was thinking I'll show it to her, I'll see what she thinks, and maybe we can just share one box. So I'm going to kind of share it with you. I'm not going to put the whole box up here. I'll just show you. So we're just getting started. So we put it in a box like this. It's just one of those file boxes.
Seriously?
Yeah, I blocked you.
I know, but you said you wouldn't put it the whole
Well,
thing
I
on
just
the-
put it up for a minute to show people. So what
the
I
heck?
did.
What the heck?
What the heck? So what I did is I took like file hangers with the metal hooks, and I chopped off most of it, and then we put. My husband suggested, because we were keeping them in floss bags, he said to keep the holes 2 inches apart. That was his suggestion in case we have multiple floss bags. And then I have a label maker, so we went and I put labels on of where each bag of floss, when you're done a project, should fit. And then I got these funky colored 1-inch hooks. They're like paper hooks from Staples. And then so I've started adding my floss to it. And sadly, Staples only had like 100 of these rings. And right now we just stitch in DMC. And it has 489. So I'm going to order more of these rings. And I also ran out of my label maker. So this is going to be an ongoing project, but it's fantastic. So far, I love it. I had one project that I'd finished that actually this floss came from, because obviously I only have numbers up to so long because I ran out of the label makers. And it was so easy just to pick up this card, go, oh, this number goes here, put it on the hook, and I put it back in the bin. It was fantastic. I love it.
She said she's gonna make one for me. I'm sure she.
No, we're just gonna share.
We're gonna share. You and me and Mom.
Yeah. So we're gonna just share this bin, and we'll decide, if where the general location is that we store it. And it's like whenever we need floss, we'll just go to the box first. If the box doesn't have it, then we'll go buy it. But I know I was storing my floss in just these little kind of utensil trays, or what look like utensil trays. And as soon as I started taking the floss out to kit up all these little projects, they kind of collapsed on one another. And then they just got super mixed up and super frustrated. And I ended up buying floss that I already had because I couldn't find it in the mess, which drove me nuts. So that's our solution. So we're going to give it a try and see what happens. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But at least we're going to give it a try and try it for a while.
I think it'll work.
Yeah. And it was because it's like, I don't want to take my floss out of the bag. So I just want to be able to go hook and move on. And when I want to pick up a project, I just want to grab it off the hook and continue on my project. I don't want to have to hunt through things, and I don't want to have to sit on the floor and be like, filter through a bunch of little baggies to be like, where's the baggie I need, or where do I need to put this behind? So hopefully it'll make life a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah,
but that's it. That is all our whips and our starts and our final Maynia. I think we were successful. I got in all my 100 stitches every day, except on the very last day I was 6 stitches short. Tegan has, she's done really well with all of her projects. She had a finish. She started, I think you started 5 projects, something like that. I didn't count, I should have. And she's kind of found her stitching bug, which is exciting. Apparently we have a lot of plans in June. And then we got my mom on the video with us. And she shared our progress.
Come on.
So that's it. So hopefully everybody who watches this or who sees us has a fantastic week and they enjoy. Hopefully they have good warm weather. And that's it. So happy stitching.
Fly.
Happy stitching.
Fly kick.